Twee, excessively or affectedly quaint, pretty or sentimental. At the start of chapter 23 of Yellowface, June is convinced the Instagram user harassing her is Athena. She thinks Athena is alive and has been messing with her this entire time. The Instagram user has asked June to meet her at a location Athena had found important. June arrives and the Instagram user is playing games with her, calling out to her from a hidden place. June ends up confessing and figures out who the Instagram user is. After she confesses, Candace, the person who was mad at her about not hiring a sensitivity reader, reveals herself as the Instagram user. Candace says this. Simple, Candace sings. You ruined my life, I ruin yours. She sings. Candace enjoys destroying someone else's life. She's evil. Candace thinks revenge is justice. It's not. Revenge is driven by hatred and resentment. Justice is driven by morality. I wouldn't expect a Marxist to understand that, though.
It's because you're a dumbass.
I have no problem with Candace getting a confession out of June. What I have a problem with is the glee Candace gets from destroying someone else's life.
What is wrong with you?
If Candace got a confession out of June because she wanted to avenge Athena and tell the truth about the last front, that would have significantly improved this book. But instead we get this nonsense. On page 240, we get this. But Athena was my friend.
You're a liar.
Oh, we're still going with this lie, are we? Remember page 7? But in recent years, I've developed another theory, which is that everyone else finds her as unbearable as I do. Kuang didn't. Now, the villain's reveal at the climax. Now, the hero's righteous monologue before I am cast screaming into hell. I'm surprised you know you're going to hell. Don't pretend you're the hero. Both of you are villains.
Lies and lies and more lies.
Heroes do honorable things. There have been 0 honorable events in this book. Being the main character does not auto-magically make you the hero. You need heroic qualities.
It's not rocket science.
You, however, have been the opposite of a hero this entire book, and I don't foresee that changing. Turns out white people are more gullible than I thought. Here we are, back with the race Marxism.
It's because you're a dumbass.
Attributing one quality to an entire race when it only applies to one person is evil. June may have fallen for your trick, but that doesn't mean every white person is gullible, you racist twat. Imagine that. I need it all explained to me, step by step, because... you're dense, you're not that bright, you have the IQ of an amoeba, your quarter of a brain cell is struggling to find a friend inside the void between your ears. I sound so fucking stupid. Finally, I agree with something in this book. It only took 241 pages to get there. I guarantee you this is the only time I'll ever agree with a Marxist. It wasn't fair. Life isn't fair, love. If you wanted a successful writing career, you should have spent your time improving your writing instead of stalking Twitter and being a jealous wench. You people, I mean diverse people, you're all they want. June, you believe in the DEI gods. This is the world you created.
Well, as I write in my book, stop hitting yourself.
You have to modify your own speech because you're afraid of the tyranny your own side created.
Stop hitting yourself.
The reason the world only wants diverse people is the fault of your own side.
Why are you still hitting yourself?
Welcome to the consequences of your own retarded actions. Candace says this. Do all white people talk like this? Once again, stop throwing race into everything. Stop attributing June's traits to all white people.
Stop it!
June's right about the diverse people having a leg up in this case, so shut up, Candace.
I ought to bitch slap you.
Candace then complains that Athena felt like a token and that people only wanted her because she was Asian. Once again, welcome to the consequences of your own retarded actions.
Why are you still hitting yourself?
This is DEI in action. If you don't like it, you shouldn't be on the side that promotes DEI, you geniuses.
Why are you still hitting yourself?
Candace also says this. She fucking milked it for all it was worth. Of course Athena milked the DEI system. It was built for diverse people to get pushed ahead even when they have no reason to be.
It's not rocket science.
Candace, if you're mad that Athena felt like a token, welcome to what DEI does.
Why are you still hitting yourself?
It makes you see everything through race, so tokens will rise to the top.
Why are you still hitting yourself?
For fuck's sake, Sammy!
People think I need an Asian to fill my quota put in by DEI, so forgive me for not giving a piss about how you feel. You and June both believe in a bullshit ideology that creates and promotes racism, hate what it does, but you still want the ideology. IQs of spoons, these two.
Well, as I write in my book, stop hitting yourself.
After realizing that they have both been hurt by DEI, June thinks this. They'll fucking go wild for her, because the narrative is simply so perfect. Brilliant Asian artist exposes white fraud, wins big for social justice. We get more events framed by race because Marxists just can't help themselves. I have been victim to people like Candace and Diana and Adele. People who think that just because they're oppressed and marginalized, they can do or say whatever they want. Based! Yet, even after realizing all this, June is still a leftist.
Is because you're a dumbass.
Idiot! If you're oppressed, you wouldn't be able to say or do whatever you want.
It's not rocket science.
If you are marginalized, you will not be put on a pedestal. You will be ignored. Marxism alleges that certain people are oppressed and marginalized, but then it gives these people pedestals and opportunities, which then gives them privileges. Instead of being grateful for these things, they do this. That they can bully, harass, and humiliate people like me just because I'm white, just because that counts as punching up, because in this day and age, women like me are the last acceptable target. Based! This is the way Marxism creates racism. It creates a divide based on race. I know I'm repeating myself, but people don't seem to understand this. If you're complaining about division, this is one of the causes of it. When they said DEI was inclusive, they were lying to you! Morons! June herself still doesn't realize that she's on the side that's causing her own pain.
Stop hitting yourself.
If you earned your position, you'd be grateful for it. When you're handed your position, you become an entitled twat waffle.
It's not rocket science.
It inflates your ego and makes you think you're above the peasants. June continues. Racism is bad, but you can still send death threats to Karens. Kuang writing this proves she knows this is the consequence of race Marxism, but she obviously doesn't care that it's ruined the world because she thinks it's right. She wrote this to make the reader think June is crazy for thinking this, but June is based. This is the reality of what normal people have to deal with in a DEI world, and it's awful, horrible, no good, and very bad. June and Candace get into a physical fight, and June thinks this. If the police found me at the base of the steps, standing over Candace's shattered body, how would I explain that? A small voice whispers easily, that's how. Good to know June is so mentally stable that now she's hearing the voice of Satan whispering to her. June has lost the fight with Candace at the start of chapter 24 of Yellowface. She stays in the hospital for a while, and when she is discharged, she discovers her publishing company has put in an offer to publish Candace's tell-all about her confession. So here I am, finished. Well, you get what you deserve, don't you? Tell us, purpose, goal, or final end? I'm surprised June received consequences, but the book isn't over. It still has time to disappoint me. When Candace's book is published, June says this. I don't spiral into despair. I don't feel the telltale symptoms of an incoming panic attack. In fact, quite the opposite. I'm utterly calm, zen-like. I feel alive. Welcome to what it feels like when guilt lifts. That's why you feel better. The truth is out there. The truth does hurt, and now everyone knows what you did, but the burden of guilt you carried with you by keeping that secret is gone, and that's what you're feeling. June, of course, quickly decides to make an evil choice, which is to throw doubt on Candace's book. She says this because she wants to twist Candace's words and make herself look good. The truth is fluid. No, it's not. The truth is solid. Lies are fluid. When you lie, you can change your story and say whatever you want. The truth is solid, and that's why it hurts. You cannot change it. The truth wouldn't hurt if you could change it to make you feel better. The fact that the truth hurts proves the truth is solid. I will tell our audience what they ought to believe. June says she wants to tell the audience what to believe, but this is really Kuang saying she wants to tell us what to believe. Kuang wants us to think DEI is a good thing, even when she laid out all the reasons DEI is terrible in chapter 23.
Why are you still hitting yourself?
Marxists are not intelligent. Kuang wants us to think June is horrible because she's white. June is a terrible person because of her behavior, not because she's white. Kuang only gave June all those qualities because she's white. This is a typical Marxist writing tactic. In shows, I've seen them write the white characters as awful while they try to write all the non-white characters as stunning and brave and good and perfect. The joke is that all the characters are terrible. Marxist writing says insufferability is a positive trait, so all the non-white characters always end up being just as insufferable as the white ones. Feminist writing is even worse because they always think the character being a bint means the character is standing up for herself. It's not. The tactic doesn't even work. Athena, Candace, Emily, and everyone else in the book are unmemorable. They're empty and devoid of anything. They're just there to make June look bad. They may not have been as terrible as June, but that's the point. June was the scapegoat of the book. She had to be awful because she's a Karen, according to Kuang. However, Kuang shows herself to be a terrible writer because none of the characters have any personalities. Not even June. June is an amalgamation of what Kuang thinks of white people. It shows that leftists don't have any personality, so they're unable to write a fully fleshed out character with a personality. All they can do is slap traits on a character, but that doesn't make the character a person. We'll all get dragged down in the mud, and when the dust clears, all that will remain is the question, what if Juniper's song was right? The main character of this book was actually propaganda. The idea that your identity is the gate that keeps you from writing certain stories is the main character of Yellowface. Kuang wants everyone to know that they're not allowed to write certain things, or they'll end up like June, on an endless hamster wheel of trying to save their reputation. This is a horrible message, but it is the message of Marxism. And that concludes Yellowface. So, until next time, I'll see you guys on the next video.
Stop hitting yourself.